everybody, and welcome back to Tuesdays with Layla. I'm so glad that you could join me today. Quick disclaimer, if you are new to me, if you are new to my channel, I'm Layla. On Tuesdays, I upload an inspiring and motivating video that is chronicling my weight loss journey. I'm not a paid trainer, counselor, spokesperson. I'm not being paid, endorsed by any entity. I'm just a girl, and I'm just sharing my story with y'all. So now that we've got that out of the way, hello everybody and welcome back. I hope everybody is having a fabulous day. I've been having a pretty darn fantabulous week. Now it is Tuesday, so I am going to weigh in when I go to work tonight and see how the scale is. But last week, after, going through and explaining to you all pretty much kind of the meltdown that I had, and that's the best way for me to describe it. I kind of had like a toddler-esque meltdown where I wanted what I wanted, and I was this and that, and I was wham boohoo, and life was changing up and around me. And the thing is I have these tools and I know how to work them in my life. But again, I'm a human being, and I think when we become adults, we almost become more toddler-esque when we don't get our way, because darn it, we're adults. We work, we pay bills, we should be able to do what we want and have what we want when we want it. But aside from that, I did pretty much get back on track with things. Like I said, with the remodel of the kitchen, that was a huge, big part of it, because I did not have my stove. My old microwave you were risking your life using that thing, because every now and then it would spark. So I didn't really have access to cook and prepare meals the way that I normally do, so I had to rely on eating out a lot. And like I said, there is not a healthy fast food option. Even Subway, there's preservatives in the things that are under there, because they have to be, because they're exposed. So in order for them to be safe, they have to put preservatives and whatnot. That's not always the healthiest thing, and we really don't know what preservatives they're using. It's probably the healthier of the options, but like I said, the only healthy option when you're going out to eat is water. I'm sorry, that's just all there is. So because of that, I had packed on, I think it was 10.2 pounds when I looked back in my journal and I saw the number. But I'd like to say that after a little bit of, and I don't think I disclosed this in the last video, but I will tell you guys now before we move on that during that time too, I went back to my Mountain Dew, because that is my comfort food, so to speak. Like I've always told people in the past, I really don't have a thing for food in general. I've never really been a big eater, big overeater. If anything, I don't eat enough, which is why my body is in constant starvation mode. And it is that, on top of having an autoimmune hypothyroidism disorder, makes it so difficult for me to lose weight that I really, really have to work hard to do it. But it's easy to gain it. It is easy to gain it. But because of not being able to, I guess, do things I wanted to, I kind of held on to that Mountain Dew, that comfort food, and I almost went back to drinking it full time. I really did, and almost not even consciously realizing that's what I was doing. So I, when I said, nope, I'm done, I know what I need to do. I'm a big girl, and I need to do this because I want to do this, not because I'm trying to do this to make somebody else happy or to, do whatever. I have to do this for me. So I said, do I really want to go down this path again where I have to basically start over? And I said, no. So I, cut out my Mountain Dew, of course, again, and went on to, now I'm able to eat a little bit more healthy. I'm able to prepare the food, especially when I'm taking it to work, to eat, throughout, the day while I'm there. And when I got on the scale, 4 pounds. That's a lot in a week. I mean, that's huge, huge numbers. But I also have to realize a lot of that's going to be water retention, because of the amount of sodium in soda is ridiculous, and the amount of sodium in like all the other foods out there is ridiculous. So it does kind of make you hold on to a little bit more water. So I do know that a lot of that is water retention. I don't expect to see 4 pounds a week. I'm happy with 4 pounds in a month, much less a week. But I did lose 4 pounds. That definitely was a number to say, yes, you see, you could do this. What were you doing? and really help motivate me and put me back on track. So I wanted to bring that to you guys to show you that you can make it through the storm and come out on the other side. And I think seeing the 4 pounds was huge for me. I mean, that was just huge to see 4 pounds gone. I mean, I jumped on the scale like 4 times thinking this is not correct. This can't be right. It can't be 4 pounds. But every time I did, it was the same number no matter what. And so I wanted to bring this out to you that I think that even if I would have saw 1 pound gone, or half a pound, or an ounce, that would have been enough to know that I was heading in the right direction. That, that yes, this is something I can achieve. This is something I can obtain, but I have to put in the work and I have to do it. And sometimes I think, I don't know about everyone else, but for me, sometimes I almost get comfortable in just my lull. Like I think, okay, I'm doing everything I should be doing, and I don't try to add anything to it or maybe up my game a little bit here and there, and so I get stuck. And so I think it's really important that when you find yourself stuck, that you have to find a way to kind of get out of the rut, to kind of move on. And I'm not saying change everything, because that's chaos. That's insanity. But just one minuscule thing, waking up in the morning, go in the mirror and saying, "Good morning, beautiful," that's a change. Because honestly, over time, and I talked about this in my video called Mantras, I'll link that below, as well as last Tuesday. I always link last Tuesday below, but I will link below the one on Mantras, because I think that one's kind of really important too, is that self-motivating talk, that repetitive behavior, it then becomes normal. If you do, and I think, what is the old saying, that if you do anything for 28 days, that it becomes habit. So it becomes part of your daily life. So anything you do or anything you don't do, like if you want to stop doing something, if you just stop doing it for 21 or 28 days straight, then it becomes normal that that's not part of your everyday routine and habit in life. Now, you can take that with whatever amount of grain of salt that you want to put in it, but I honestly believe that there's some truth in that. There is some truth that holds in that anything you do repetitively over and over and over again becomes not necessarily just habit, but just part of your normal everyday work-a-day life and routine. And so I think when you constantly beat yourself down, or life beats you down, or people beat you down, you expect it. It's normal. So I think you have to find just ways to get out of it. Now, you may not be able to leave the situation you're in. I mean, like physically leave the situation that you're in, but you can leave it mentally. I have a little thing that, I've explained this before. I work in mental health. And I'm not disclosing, no HIPAA breaking or anything, but I have something that I'll tell people that when they're in a funk and they can't get out of it physically, like they literally cannot, there's no way they can get out of the situation. Either it's people they live with or whatever, they cannot leave. They just cannot leave. I always tell them, leave here, go somewhere, go to Maui, go to, pretend. Daydream. I have one that I always tell her, you need to be in that little happy place where you're thinking of unicorns dancing in rainbow rivers. That's where you need to go. When you feel that coming on, that's where I want you to go. Because you need to get out of that place in your head. Life is tough. It really is tough. And it's even tougher when you're dealing with something. And we're all dealing with something, whether you see it in the outside of other people or not. We all have some type of struggle that we're dealing with internally. So, when life tries to break you down, you just kind of have to, you gotta get out of it, and if you can't do it physically, like go take a walk and just regroup, then do it in your head. Daydream for a minute. There's nothing wrong with that. Why do we think that when we get to a certain age in life that there's no more time for imagination and pretend and, just daydreaming? I mean, I'm not talking about do it to where it cripples your life and, you know, it's all you do, you know, because we didn't do that when we were kids. You know, there was a time for play, there was a time to go to school, there was, you know, make some time in your day to play a little bit. Daydream a little bit. Think of something else, but just get out of the funk, you know, because I think we all need to do that. Everybody. I think if everybody did, you would see such a happier, more cohesive world full of much more happier and nicer people than what we see today. So that's just my little take on that. You know, but I wanted to bring you that update that I'm so happy, you know, that I made it there. And I will, as promised, when the kitchen's completely done, we order the granite today. So that'll be here in 2 weeks. I know it's a long drawn out process, but when you and your spouse both work, and you both work midnights, you work when you can to get stuff done. So I think today your positive quote, and I think it also ties in the positive affirmation. And, you know, this is from one of my absolute favorite songs. And, you know, I always have to even do air guitar when I hear it by Prince. And your quote and your affirmation will be, and if the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy. Y'all know the rest. I don't want to get copyright infringed or anything, but I think that is your positive quote. And when the elevator tries to bring you down, go crazy. Just get away from it. So that's what I have for you today. I want everybody to have a wonderful, fantabulous rest of your week. And I will see you next time. Ciao.